We have recently witnessed a bloodless revolution in this country. A revolution which was initiated by the All India Bank Officers Confederation. On August 10th, 2017, the Government of India introduced a bill in the Parliament called the Financial Institutions and Deposit Insurance Bill 2017, and it was numbered as Bill number 165 of 2017. Just before that, the Finance Minister had made a statement during his budget speech in the Parliament that the government is going to bring in a bill to regulate the banking sector and solve the crisis of the banking system. But when the bill was introduced in the Parliament, it was an utter shock to the bankers. It was an utter shock to the public as a whole too. The important clauses in the bill which was opposed by the All India Bank Officers Confederation. Some of them I would like to share. One is that the bill proposed to have a new resolution corporation which would have been more powerful than the Reserve Bank of India, more powerful than the SEBI, Stock Exchange Bureau of India, and more powerful than even a judiciary. This resolution corporation was to get powers to do anything within the banking system, in the financial system as a whole. It not only covered the banking sector but also the non-banking financial company, insurance sector, and anything related to finance. So if this bill would have been passed, this new draconian authority would have come into existence, which was to have powers to liquidate banks, merge banks, close down branches, stop recruitment, reduce the salary of employees, and much more important was a clause called the bail-in clause. If that would have been brought in, the ordinary public would have been asked to bail out the banks which make loss. The concept of bail-in is that it was already tested in Cyprus, where 2 banks failed after passing of a similar bill. The depositors got back in one case only 40% of the money, and another case only 60% of the money was paid back to them. So the bail-in is a clause where the depositors are asked to come to the rescue of the bank. And the same haircut term was used, that the depositors, instead of being called depositors, they will be called as creditors, and they will be getting a haircut on what they had deposited. So only a certain percentage of the money they will get back. Again, this bill also provided for dissolvement of the Deposit Insurance and Credit Corporation of India, DICGC, which as on today provides a guarantee of 1 lakh for every depositor, which requires to be improved, increased multifold. But this bill had aimed to dissolve that organization totally, without even proposing what will be the alternate mechanism. There was no amount specified, what guarantee will be given by the new resolution corporation. And if we go into the intricacies of the bill, it had so many draconian clauses related to the functioning of the bank. The banks can be asked to stop operation, a bridge provider can be brought in, who can be from the private sector, who will take over the functions of the bank, and even on a notice, the bank can be asked to stop operation for some time, and then the resolution corporation will submit a report to a district magistrate to approve what is to be done. This was really against the interest of the common man of the country. In India, we have most of the depositors are small deposits, with the hope that any time they want, they can withdraw the whole money they are depositing. And here a threat was being brought in that any bank could be liquidated, which never happened in this country after nationalization. So the All India Bank Officers Confederation went through the bill, immediately brought out a critique of the bill and started mobilizing people. One, we from All India Bank Officers Confederation, we approached the political parties. I, along with my committee members, some of them, met Mr. Rahul Gandhi and explained to him the problems in the bill, and he agreed that his party will definitely oppose the bill. Then we approached Mr. Veerappa Moili, who is the standing committee chairman for finance. He also agreed that yes, we will take it up. If it is referred to our standing committee, we will closely analyze and take a stand. Similarly, we met Comrade Sitaram Yechuri, the General Secretary of CPIM. We met Mr. D. Raja, Comrade D. Raja from CPI. We met Sri Sharat Yadav, who was a member of parliament from the Janata Dal. Then we also approached members of the parliament from ADMK in Tamil Nadu, Trinamool Congress in West Bengal. We approached members of parliament from Biju Janata Dal in Orissa. Various political parties all over the country we approached. We gave a memorandum, a detailed critique of the bill and requested why it should be opposed. Then we joined with some other organizations also, like the Center for Financial Accountability, National Alliance of People's Movement, and also National Trade Union Center of India, NTUI. So 4 organizations together, we brought out a booklet, Wrong Diagnosis, Harmful Prescription was the title of the bill, which was a critique of the bill. We made thousands of copies, distributed to all the members of parliament, and also started discussing this issue with the common man. First, we organized a seminar at Delhi, in which we had invited Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Comrade Sitaram Yechuri and many more people. Though some of them could not ultimately come that day because that was the last day of the parliament session and the parliament session got delayed. But some of the members of the parliament from Trinamool Congress and other parties did come. And also Mr. Prashant Bhushan, a senior counsel in Supreme Court, a well-known activist lawyer, he also came and addressed our meeting and assured us support against the bill. Then we went to different parts of the country and organized debates, seminars, one in Calcutta, one in Chennai, one in Mumbai, one in Bhopal, one in Bangalore. Like that we had started organizing meeting in which we invited the public also to participate and explained the reason for opposing the bill. And then we started a signature campaign in which we could collect lakhs of signatures from the customers, explaining to them what will they lose if the bill is passed. So people started voluntarily signing the petition, which we submitted to the Prime Minister's office. We wrote to the Prime Minister, we wrote to the Finance Minister. We met the DFS, Department of Financial Services officials. We wrote to the Reserve Bank of India. We also wrote to every managing director or chairman of individual banks, requesting them that they should also oppose this bill when they get an opportunity. Then we were informed that a joint parliamentary committee has been constituted instead of referring the bill to the Finance Standing Committee, because they felt that Finance Standing Committee may not favor the bill. So it was referred to a joint parliamentary committee which was headed by Sri Bhupendra Yadav, a member of parliament from Bharatiya Janata Party. I tried my best to get an appointment with him, and a known friend of him came back and told me that he had told him that his mandate is just to recommend the bill. So just meeting him is not going to help, and the mandate was to recommend the bill within December 2017. But then from AIBOC I wrote to the parliamentary stand and the JPC chairman. There was no reply. Second reminder, third reminder, no reply. Then we wrote to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, Vice Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, requesting that being one of the biggest stakeholders in the banking industry, our voice should be heard before taking a decision on this bill. So ultimately we were called to make a presentation, and I, along with two more comrades, went to the Joint Parliamentary Committee and made a powerful PowerPoint presentation for 35 minutes. Once the PowerPoint presentation was completed, two MPs, especially from Trinamool Congress, reacted very strongly. One, a member of parliament, Sudhendu Roy, he raised a question, why you are opposing this bill? When I had made a point that even State Bank of India can be liquidated, he argued that no, State Bank of India cannot be liquidated like that. No, your argument is wrong. Then I told him that your interpretation is different. State Bank of India as on today cannot be liquidated without the approval of the Parliament. Whereas if the bill is passed, without going to the Parliament itself, the authority, that is the Resolution Corporation, can liquidate even State Bank of India. Then he said, fine, you have clarified correctly. Then Saukata Rai, again a member of parliament from TMC, he said that Mr. Franco has made a beautiful presentation. Better than a Supreme Court lawyer, he has argued the case, and there is no reason to continue the bill, it should be withdrawn. But the committee then that day the chairman of the committee was not there, but somebody was acting. But he said that no, we will wait and we will take opinion. Subsequently, the Joint Parliamentary Committee asked me to submit more notes. Whatever I had spoken, they wanted me to convert it into a document and send it in English as well as in Hindi. And Comrade Ravindra Gupta from Delhi helped me to get the translation done, and we submitted the copies to the Joint Parliamentary Committee. Individually, we also started meeting the JPC members and requested them that they should put in their words strongly opposing the bill. Another effort we did was to go through the social media. Here I should acknowledge my debt and gratitude to NewsClick, which is a web channel based at Delhi. They had an interview with me which was broadcasted by them, and within few days it became viral and thousands of people started witnessing that, and that gave a clarity on what is the ill effect of the bill. People started questioning in the media. Again, another channel, mainstream channel I should mention, is Mirror Now TV channel. They had organized few debates in which I was also a participant. We argued the case very strongly, though the ruling party members were defending the bill. But then the media focus was brought in after few of our seminars and discussions and press releases. So at one point of time, the media's attention got focused on this bill, and there were many good articles which were critical of the bill. Of course, the probably the government had planned it, that there were few people who were supporting the bill and defending the bill and writing columns in the newspapers. The opposition went up to that level that finally the finance minister as well as the prime minister of the country had to make an open statement that some fellows from this banking sector are creating a panic among the public. The banks are not going to be liquidated, no depositors will be, the amount will be taken away. Then I questioned in the media, without modifying the bill or rejecting the bill, how the Prime Minister is assuring that no liquidation will take place and no money will be appropriated from the depositor. First let him read the bill and explain, understand the bill, and then talk to the media. So this way a lot of debates took place, and finally the people of the country started feeling that it is dangerous for the depositors if this bill is going to be passed. Finance Minister repeatedly made statements to the press that it is not going to happen, you wait, we will not do anything harmful to the public sector bank. But the ulterior motive of the bill was to have an authority which can liquidate banks, which can merge banks and close down banks, which they could not do at present because Parliament in the Rajya Sabha there is no majority. So our campaign went viral throughout the country, especially in Bengal. There were so many street corner meetings, mass mobilization and massive signature campaign. Similar effort was taken in Kerala. All over the country it took place, but there are some places where there were a lot of focus of attention. Many good meetings and mobilization which media took attention of. And when this much of campaign was going on, there was also a debate among the trade unions, that some trade unions were only suggesting that there should be a modification in the bill, whereas our stand was that the bill has to be withdrawn as a whole. In fact, in the JPC, when I appeared, one of the MP asked me this question. Some of your own trade unions are saying that it can be modified, so why don't you give some amendments to the bill? I said that by doing some minor cosmic surgery, the bill cannot be saved, the bill has to be totally rejected. And today I am very happy that because of the efforts of the All India Bank Officers Confederation, supported by organizations like Center for Financial Accountability, NAPM, New Trade Union Initiative, and the public as a whole, who were in tune with our arguments and started being very critical of the bill. So finally the government has got the message that this is not going to create any advantage for them, rather it will be a political loss for them if they pass this bill. So with this in mind, today, now day before yesterday, Mr. Piyush Goyal, Finance Minister, has announced in the Parliament that the bill is being withdrawn. They have returned to the Joint Parliamentary Committee saying that the bill is withdrawn. So it's a great relief for the common man of this country. The common man who are worried whether they will get back the deposits they have put in. The common man who are worried whether the small branches, village branches will exist. And the public as a whole who have faith in the public sector banks, that even today the public sector banks are servicing the largest percentage of population in this country. So that faith has been restored once again, and the people have resisted this bill and succeeded in throwing the bill to a dustbin, I can say. It is a great victory for all of us. Only thing, we have to be on guard to see that in some other form this bill is once again brought to the Parliament and the rights of the people are taken away. Thank you. Thanks to AIBOC. Thanks to All India Public Sector and Central Government Officers Confederation. Thanks to Center for Financial Accountability. And once again, I thank the common man of this country. The AIBOC has today now, as part of nationalization of banks campaign, they have started a campaign called Going to the Common Man. So this effort was the beginning of going to the common man, and we have succeeded in getting the bill withdrawn, and this has given hope that whenever there are wrong policies of the government, we can stand up against them, and people are there to support us to defeat those ill-conceived ideas of privatization, globalization and liberalization, which is doing more harm to the country and gain to the country. So thank you very much, and thanks to once again NewsClick also, who were ready to broadcast the first interview, after which only the rest of the media got attention to that. Thank you.